Here's a nice Mopar transistor radio that was built in Australia for Australian Chrysler cars. Definitely not something you see every day. Apparently even on the Australian eBay. I really like this model, so I ended up actually importing it myself. It's the first one I've imported from Australia. The other two Australian radios I had purchased from sellers here in the U.S. that had imported them. Shipping from Australia is quite expensive, so it's not something I'd do unless it was a really, really nice radio. And there's a few other really nice ones that maybe I'd buy. We'll see. Usually the radios for sale in Australia are in pretty rough condition, but this one is in excellent condition. I don't think it was used much. The chrome is nearly perfect. I know this radio probably looks pretty heavy, but it's even heavier than it looks. It weighs probably around 5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds. Just about everything on here is metal. The knobs are real metal. This is die cast. This is sheet metal here with a covering. The front is die cast. That's metal. Obviously the handle's metal. Metal all the way around. As you would probably guess, an antenna inside of a metal radio would not work well, so this one has a pull-out antenna. The power switch is built into the tone control here, which has a nice little blue jewel. I think that goes with the whole Chrysler blue dot thing. I haven't looked into that too much though. This radio was apparently sold under several other brands, in addition to the Astor brand, the company who made it. I don't have many details on it. Just give me 1 sec. I gotta put the antenna all the way up. I shut off my computer in the hopes of reducing the interference this thing picks up. Whip antennas are not very effective at picking up AM radio signals, particularly the lower frequencies. So this radio does kind of suffer from its antenna choice. That's the volume control there.
Hopefully you are too, because coming up we got Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Ronnie Millsap, Kenny Chesney on the way, and it's Keith Urban now in Days Go By.
I have not changed any caps in this thing. It might improve the sound a little bit. I kind of wish I'd done that when I had this thing apart for cleaning.
Maybe we not believe in the greatness of America. How do we not do what is right?
The team in the last 20 years who didn't make the tournament, that maybe went to the NIT.
So not the most sensitive radio, but it is a decent performer at night, if you can get it away from every possible source of interference. I would imagine that would have been an issue in an automotive environment as well, because of all the noise from the points and condenser ignition that was available at the time. I know there were some kits to suppress some of that noise, but I don't know that you would have been able to get it, all to disappear. I remember hearing that kind of noise, ignition noise, on the radio as a kid when I was in my parents' car, from older vehicles. Of course, everything has electronic ignition now. I replaced the original battery holder with the modern 9-volt one. Actually, I may have been incorrect about what I said. I could have sworn the source I read online said this thing was made by Astor. It says designed and manufactured by Radio Corporation PTY Limited, Division of Electronic Industries Limited, South Melbourne. So I'll have to look into that before I post this video. Takes a Australian battery, which I obviously don't have. It was a tubular cardboard cased affair. I tucked away the original battery connector here. Just in case some future person wants to install it on there for originality's sake. There's another little label in there. Let's turn it around and take a look. It says, when using an aerial connected to socket on side of cabinet, adjust a screw for maximum volume on a weak station near center of dial. So that's the antenna trimmer. I think that's a headphone jack there. Was that? I'm not actually sure what they use for antenna connectors in Australia. Obviously, we all know what the American standard one looks like. It's quite a bit bigger than that. There's also another jack on the bottom here. I only had it apart briefly, and I didn't really look at it that closely, the circuit that is. There's a hole for that jack there, though. Alright, I think that'll do it for this video.